Hi, I'm Fred Reed from CNY Alive. Right now we're at Sharkey's outside pavilion, the Burritt Motor Pavilion on the Jim Beam stage. And Sharkey's has done a really great job out here to wrap this thing up so shows can go on, big shows can go on all throughout the winter and people can be warm. A big show that's coming up is the Christmas show with Hard Promises. So what I've done is I've snuck in here and caught these two guys hanging out. We got Jeff and Kevin from Hard Promises. And hey, how are you guys doing?
Thanks for having us.
I know you were working here. No, I'm just joking.
We live here.
Yeah, you live here. I mean, doesn't every musician live on Sharkey's stage at some point or another?
Under the stage.
Under the stage.
We're actually all down there. Every band in town has a room underneath the stage.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, that's the only time they're quiet though, because you can't hear them.
Yeah,
They're
well, it's daytime. We're sleeping.
And
like
there's
a
work
church
to be
mouse.
done, so they're hiding.
They're hiding. Got it. So thanks for coming out. I just want to start out real quick. And obviously, if somebody goes, Hard Promises who, they've probably been living under a stage as well, not in central New York. So where did you guys come from? How'd you guys get together? Or, how'd you guys put together the band?
You want me to take this?
You better take that.
Kevin and I were both in Kane, which was a band around town for about 10 years. And when that came to an end, we took a little breather. And with our good buddy Pete Levanti, who was also in that band and has since moved to Arizona. He really was the one, I believe, who kind of floated the idea of, hey, let's do something else. At the time, we were doing Hard Promises. Started as actually just the Tom Petty tribute show alongside of Kane, and then Pete came up with the idea when Kane broke up that we would kind of have two shows, both the Tom Petty show and then we would also have our classic rock show, which is what we're going to be doing here on the 17th.
Excellent. So how long ago was that?
9 years ago.
9 years.
Yeah.
9 years.
So
next year, I think you told me next year is going to be the 10-year anniversary of Hard Promises.
Yeah. Any gifts are welcome.
I think our first show was at Balloon Fest in Jamesville doing a Tom Petty set.
Yeah. Yes, and that was actually 2021. So technically, that's our 10th year now.
That's right.
That was in 2021. The first time we did
2011.
2011.
2011.
Okay, so math is hard. It's okay.
Math is hard. Math are hard.
Math are hard. Don't know add and know how.
But and then our first show with the classic rock band version of Hard Promises was actually in 2012. Excuse me.
There you go.
At Fusion, which used to be up on Route 11.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was a happy hour show as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. Is the membership the same, or has it changed greatly?
We've mutated.
Drummers.
Drummers.
Only drummers.
So kind of like Spinal Tap.
Exactly,
An
yeah.
exploding drummers.
So all of the John Goodwin, Todd Trubateris, Kevin, and myself have been the same since the beginning.
Since 2021.
2011.
11. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with whatever you say.
Sorry, I got to pick on you.
Yeah, no, that's right. But we started with Pete Levanti, who was our friend from Kane, who played with us, and he moved to Arizona.
Yeah.
And we had Matt Hoteling for 5 years, who was a tremendous addition to the band. And then Matt moved out of town too. You hear a theme. I'm not sure if it's the Syracuse weather or if it's us.
We're driving.
They're getting very far away.
It's a combination.
And then and now we have John Magicaro as our drummer, and we've all known Midgie, as we call him, from different things for many, many decades. So it was a natural fit to have John Magicaro join us.
Sure. Obviously, so you guys been playing, you two specifically, have been playing together for many, many years, and different things and stuff like that. Not that it's really a great question, but what drove you to start in like Tom Petty right there? I mean,
It is a great question, actually.
Okay.
Well,
I'll
you
let
guys
Jeff
aren't
answer
answering it though.
No, I'm gonna let Jeff answer because it was Jeff's brainchild.
Okay.
Well, Pete, and I, we've all been big fans of Tom Petty's music, and I think I noticed that not many at the time back in, again, literally when we were in Kane, there weren't many bands doing much Tom Petty, and we didn't know why. And Tom Petty's actually more challenging than it sounds to pull off. It's got instrumentation such as Hammond B3 organ that you've got to have a real organ, and so I guess that may be the reason why some people stay away from it. But we loved it. We did a little of it in Kane, but we found that not every member of the band kind of felt the same way about it. So we decided to. We just realized that you're talking about somebody with decades and decades of great music, hits and non-hits. And so it was really just an outlet for us to be able to play a bunch of that music. Originally, we were really excited. That's when John Goodwin joined us, and had the B3 and the Leslie, and we just really gravitated towards playing that music. And at that time, we weren't really sure if there'd be an audience for it. Not really didn't care all that much, to be honest with you. We just really wanted to play a lot of his music, and we wanted to go a little deeper than the two songs you might hear a cover band do. So that was the reason for it, and it wasn't until we started to do it that we realized how much we loved it. But there's also a reality in Syracuse or in Central New York that it's very hard to be a tribute band and only play in Central New York because you're playing the same band every time you come out, and so you're limited in how many shows you can do a year. And that's when we started to talk about, well, we either go on the road and we travel, but that was hard because we were all had day jobs, or we mix it in with other music that we love and do a classic rock show, but then still keep our Tom Petty tribute show alive, 3, 4, 5 times a year. And that's what we can do.
Yeah, he had a 40-year back catalog of material. If you look at classic rock artists, how many of them would have the depth of material over decades? And so it seemed like it was a natural progression. Plus, we were big fans.
You weren't going to run out of material.
You weren't going to run out of material. We still, we could probably put on a 3-hour show of Tom Petty music right now, and we still haven't hit all the hits.
We still talk about. There's probably still 2 hours of Tom Petty songs that we don't do that we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
We're adding and try to add a few each year. So it's amazing, and we actually gravitate. Interestingly enough, if people come and see that show, we gravitate towards the live stuff. A lot of the live material that he has.
Yeah.
We listen to both, but we often the energy level that he builds into the live versions of the songs that he does, and the way he builds and his use of dynamics in a live show is something that's really fun.
And we don't dress up like Tom Petty. We don't try to look like. There's a lot of Petty tribute bands around.
Right.
Somebody will put the wig sewn into the hat on. We don't try to do it. We just love the music, and we pay tribute to the music.
Right. And it's important because a lot of these great artists, unfortunately, have left.
Yeah.
And that you guys can put together the show, the quality show that you do, because you guys are fantastic musicians and performers. When you can do that, you can give people something that we'll never see again. And
Unfortunately.
that it's important that you guys have that love for it because it still keeps the life and times of Tom Petty around. And in our, in the forefront, because you guys get a great crowd. It's not like you show up to a Hard Promises show and you've got arms width to stand there stuff. I mean, you're usually shoulder to shoulder with people,
Yeah.
and
We're grateful. That was something we never expected. As a matter of fact, when we started playing the classic rock show, one of the selling points that Pete made to me when he talked about this was we don't have to have the pressure of big crowds. We can just go play and enjoy it and not have that kind of pressure because we're just going to start small and just stay small.
right.
And it just grew naturally. And I mean, we're grateful for it. We don't take it for granted, that's for sure.
And we pay the same respect to in the classic rock show. We do classic rock from mainly 70s, early 80s, something of that sort. So we pay the same respect to those artists. I mean, everybody in the band has been playing these songs, the classic rock songs, because we're all old farts. We played them when they first were on the radio.
Right.
But
I mean, the times I come out, I always hear another song that I haven't heard you guys play before. It was one year I came out, you guys were doing The Who or something, and I don't hear a lot of bands do The Who around here at all, and I was like, they're my fave, and I'm like, wow, holy shit, it's like, I love to see that stretch you guys do, but it all belongs on stage together. It's not like you go from, one end of the realm to the other, and you guys are right in there. And from my own opinion, I think that's why people love coming out to see Hard Promises no matter where you guys are playing.
That and our natural sex appeal.
Well, I didn't really want to bring that up, but because we are
oozing.
Some things are oozing.
That might just be a wound.
Yeah, it's oozing because you're an old fart. Oh, okay, right there.
We'll edit this
so
out.
let's move on.
Well, you'll find out. You'll find out, Fred.
Yeah,
I don't know. I might be close to you.
Time's
Okay?
coming.
I might not be retired, but I'm about 3 years away from it. So anyway, one of the reasons I brought you guys out here is there are still shows going on. Sharkey has worked hard, like I said, to build this outdoor pavilion to even run during the winter. And Christmas time's coming up, and on December 17th, we've got Hard Promises' 9th annual Christmas show coming. I mean, what can people look forward to this at,
The sack.
Oh yeah, the sack is the famous
sack.
The sack makes an appearance every year.
Every year we have our Santa sack. Santa is kind enough to let us borrow his sack for the night, and we fill it. He fills it with lots of interesting gifts, and every few songs or so we'll have somebody from the audience come up and reach into Santa's sack and grab a gift that not really usually intended for children. So if people watch this and think I'm bringing the kids, that's not this show.
You didn't get these things from the Marines, okay?
And, but it's good fun for everybody. We have a good time with it. We also, it's the rare occasion when we have, many people don't know this, but Kevin and his wife own a winery called Farrell Wineries, and we give away exclusive Hard Promises wine. We have.
You do now.
We have a giveaway. Well, I didn't say it's a big operation.
No, it's a kitchen. It's a kitchen-based operation.
Yeah, it's home.
It is, and it goes down in the cellar. So we have a wine cellar where we keep it. Obviously,
it's from home to table. It's
it's from home to stage.
Yeah, home to stage. But we give away people who click going to our show and then come. We raffle those off, and we do actually have. Actually has Hard Promises labels, and it's kind of a fun little thing.
That's awesome.
And then we do a couple of Christmas songs. We don't make the whole night a Christmas night or anything like that because people want to hear the songs that they've known that we've played for years. But we do throw in a couple of rocking Christmas songs to make sure that it stays festive.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so it's a festive. Jeff used the word festive. That's what this is.
It's festive.
It's festive.
It's a Christmas festive festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not unlike Festivus.
that's the week after.
Yeah.
There you go. What else? Let's just talk real quick. Next year, what anything changing? Anything cool coming up that you guys can think of? That's
starting to put summer together now, and looking forward to that. We know some big shows will be playing. Harborfest is on the agenda. Some other things. So we're looking forward to those festivals coming back even more than they have been. Hopefully just keep moving forward through this pandemic, and mainly just really thrilled that we're still getting the opportunity to play, and that other bands are getting the opportunity to play, and that we think music helps heal. And we're,
especially now.
Yeah, when we lived without it for many, many months, I think everybody realized how much they miss lots of different things that we weren't able to do. Going to see live music is certainly one of them.
It is. It's a big difference in these days now. And, it's funny you brought up Harborfest because I forgot that they actually were shut down for 2 years as well.
That's right. Yes.
So hopefully next summer will be a full body of venues playing. And we know Sharkey's will be up and running.
Yeah,
and
we're looking forward to playing here in the summer again. And
all the bike nights. Yep.
Yeah. Works.
So thank you guys for coming out. I know you have busy schedules.
No, thank you.
And I look forward to December 17th here at Sharkey's Hard Promises 9th Annual Christmas Show. If we're lucky, we'll be back in a minute, and Jim will be up here too. So we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Fred.
Thanks, Fred.
Brought Jim Nicholes on the stage with us. Welcome, Jim.
No, Fred, thank you.
Well, it is your stage, so I should say thank you for letting us use it today for
My
this
pleasure.
interview.
My pleasure.
Like we were talking earlier, and you guys were talking about.
You gonna recap for me?
I'm sorry?
Never. Continue.
We were just talking about what a great guy you were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were talking about one of the first shows that these guys played here as Kane and
Yes.
turning into Tom Petty, which was 2021, I think Jeff said.
Yeah, very recently.
11. So
That was our first show.
it's kind of a good thing, though, if you really look at it. When you guys first played here, there was a different stage there. And
Small,
Jim, you
much
have
smaller.
really, Sharkey's has evolved into really from bar and grill to an event center. Tell us a little bit about what your vision and why you would go through all this.
When I originally started, I had a very small, intimate stage, which I was very proud of. I don't know if the bands were as proud of it as I was. So I thought it was a nice, intimate setting for them. I didn't realize the bands like more space. So to get the good bands, the good bands need bigger stages. And so I continued to upgrade the stage where we can actually have some national acts. I like to think that moving forward, that we are obviously not the amphitheater, but because they can hold a huge amount, but in the 3,000 people range, there aren't many venues that are kind of in that the lower range, and I feel like we're trying to hit that type of band, national act, and local people as well.
And truthfully speaking, cost difference of seeing a great band here, quality of the sound and everything is just as good as the amphitheater at a better cost. I think you usually have a great show here.
I appreciate that. I think that we have the best sound guy in the business, and Paulie is as good as anyone around. Just ask him. No, but it's like we do in the amphitheater. I'm not trying to compare us to the amphitheater in any way, shape,
Right.
or form, but we can have it 38 special with Van Warren. We've had some national acts here, and when you come here, the parking's close by. You don't have to pay for parking most of the time. And the bar's right there, and we don't raise our prices on a day that we have a big show. Like sometimes you go to some places and they have a big show, and now their beer's what, $10. That's normally $4. We just keep our prices the same. And the pavilion that we've built here is a big difference, because when you're out in the field, like we had before in a parking lot, and it rains. I don't know if you notice, but people don't like being rain.
I've heard that.
Right? And the bands don't like being in the rain. I'm still working on making it so that they're covered on the stage as well, especially when the rain coming from the side. Because we have weather here in Syracuse.
Personally, as a local musician myself, I love the fact that you have built this stage, because then when us local guys get an opportunity, new bands and stuff get an opportunity to play on a big stage that we probably would never have the opportunity to. I think that's awesome from my own point of view. So I've enjoyed being in front of it on your stage. It doesn't really lack anything. I mean, you really did put together a great team to have this event center work. Now you wrap it.
Yes.
Are you going to try to work to have shows all year long?
This wrap is a temporary thing, part of it, but eventually the idea is to frame it halfway down, put roll-up garage doors, have those garage doors insulated, have heaters throughout the thing and actually extend the pavilion a little bit so that in the winter or even in the fall or spring if it's not nice weather, we can close half of it or have some flexibility there. And this stage right now is not ideal the way it is outside because it can't be enclosed. If the wind blows, the rain blows sideways, the stuff gets wet and the band gets wet, and we want to try to eliminate that moving forward. So that's kind of the master plan. To do even just a little bit more to make it a little bit better.
Excellent. I mean, between volleyball and your shows, you've got quite a complex here, and I know that you've probably got a lot of plans going in the future. So it's not like Sharkey's is going to go away soon.
Did you hear something? What happened? Hey, so
I was standing outside your office one day. No,
do you see it? Well, listen, I would like to say this. So I've known these guys for quite a while. When I opened this place, I knew nothing about the bar business, about booking bands, or anything. And some band people, they come and go. Okay, but these guys have been here, and the one thing I appreciate about them is that they understand that one, it's about their fans, and they don't play, 3 times a week, because I think you're going to agree, as good as people are, you can't play all the time. You want to make every event, memorable and meaningful, and so for them, they should be applauded for that. And yes, the fans are great, but they also keep in mind the venue. They're not going to promote a show over top of another show. They're going to promote the next show and give that venue all their attention. And then when that show's done, then they'll promote the next show.
That's right.
And more is not always better, as you guys know.
That's right.
And so I want to thank you guys for that. And the bands like yourself that are just kind of starting out, and the other bands out there, the value to me is not, are you the greatest musicians or the best singers or whatnot. To me, it's how many people show up to my establishment to see the show and to patronize my business. And they do a great job at marketing and getting people, yes, people want to see them, but they're also letting people know about it. I never hear, oh, God, I wish I would have known that Hard Promises was playing. People know, and they come to the show, and I think that if the band members, the bands, not them, other people, thought about it from our perspective, the value to me is how many people you bring, and therefore I can pay you what your time and all the practice is worth. So, I mean, these bands have to start creating their own fan base to get them out to see their shows. That's correct.
Yeah, it doesn't work. There's no reason for a bar to have a band if they're not making any money on the band or losing money on the band, even worse. And we try our best to make sure that doesn't happen. We don't.
it's an age-old truth.
We understand the business that bars are in. They're not in it just because they like music. They may like music too, but they can't afford to stay open and just lose money constantly. So we work really hard to promote the shows. I know other bands do as well. It's not just us. And as Jim said, especially when you're a local band, you have to always wonder how much is too much, saturating the market. If you're playing 2 nights in a row in 2 places within 30 miles of each other, the chances are you're splitting that crowd in half. So now each bar owner is going to be mildly unhappy instead of one bar owner being very happy.
Right. That's true. It's a symbiotic circle that, you bring people to the bar owner's happy, he's going to pay well for that advantage.
I'm going to, this is what I say. I'm not here to entertain the people that are already here. That's what I'm doing. Right. The deal is for to get the people there. And I will say, and and you guys may disagree with me on this, or maybe you agree with me. When I first started, every show was free. Every show is free. Like, let's get people there. But people don't understand that there's a lot of expense that goes with paying the band, and there's not a lot of profit on every dollar that you get. And so the ability now, and I think that the COVID thing, it's a terrible thing, but I think that people have realized that it is worth it to pay even $5
Yeah.
for a show, which then allows me to pay the bands for their effort and what they're worth. And it's tough when you took no money in at the door. Well, that's correct. I don't know what you would not do, but when there is not a fee for the band, it's hard to pay the bands for all of their time, because I know when you do a 3-hour show, that's not 3 hours of your time, right? You got to get here, you got to take your stuff away, practice all week.
Yeah.
I am fully aware that it's not just it's 3 hours. You're going to make it. It's not that simple. But
You're not making $300 an hour.
I do think that people saw the value of the band, especially during the COVID shutdown, and are more willing to pay. I'm not saying $10, $50, but the $5 or $10, depending on the show, and are happy to do it and understand why it is there. And so I'd like to see maybe more venues that kind of be the standard that people are willing to pay to see for a good show, because our musicians here in Syracuse are right?
Absolutely.
Top.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see kind of the bars try to cut some of these legs out. Free show, free show, free show. They're actually doing themselves a disservice.
I don't think a $5 or $10 cover charge really will change how many people will go to the show.
The other thing that sometimes, and I can't say this is true for all bars, but in general, sometimes if they are hiring a band like us, and they're not charging at the door, then they're getting it some other way. So you're paying more for your drinks. As Jim mentioned, they up the price of their drinks.
Right.
And so, they have to pay the band one way or another. They have to pay the band. We're not free.
Nope.
So when I see people on Facebook, and we have such a great fan base. I don't like to call them fans, we call them friends, because I always figure I grew up being a fan of musicians that were national or worldwide, and I couldn't run into them in Wegmans, but anybody can run into me in Wegmans pretty much almost any day. So, and I appreciate them that they come. I actually work there. No,
Is that your sponsor?
no, I work there. Yes, Wegmans, sponsored by Wegmans. Danny Wegmans, if you're watching, please. Wegmans presents Hard Promises. That would be awesome. But it does hurt us a little bit. I know it hurts all musicians a little bit when someone writes, "There's a $5 cover. What the hell?" It's like, what the hell? It's a $5 cover. It's.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's not the bar that's trying to scalp any money. They're trying to pay the band, and if you like the band, we can't do it for nothing, and nobody's in the business to do it for nothing. We're not asking for a lot. Nobody's getting rich off of it, but we like to think we're worth $5. Hopefully,
Each.
I'd pay
Sometimes.
$5.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I ask.
that's all we take out.
That's all I get.
That's all Kevin gets.
And the cruise and rum bucket.
Yeah.
$5 and the cruise and rum bucket.
There you go.
We do love the rum buckets here.
There you go. So, Jim, thank you for all your hard work. This is a great event center. It's turning into something bigger.
Beautiful.
Have more, national acts and regional acts coming through, and then also, we got our own hometown boys here too playing. So, done well. Thank you very much. This is beautiful. Thanks for taking the time and talking to CNY Alive today. And everybody, December 17th is a Christmas show with Hard Promises. Remember, the SAC is going to be here, and
SAC is back.
The SAC is back. Doors open at 5, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Whatever they get.
Whenever you get here.
Music will start around 6:15.
6:15. There we go. So you heard it from their mouth, and we're looking forward to it. Happy holidays, everybody. You guys, thank you very much.
Thanks so much,
Thank
Fred.
you.
Happy holidays.